What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to CFL Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans. We are back with our Week 6 previews for the CFL's 2022 season. Carter, how you feeling about this week? It looks like it's going to be a good matchup. So how you feeling, my friend?
We're back to 4 games.
Woo!
It's back to the usual. And this will be very exciting for me as I'm going to 2 of these games, as I'm going to be seeing the Stamps versus the Bombers in Winnipeg, and I'm actually going to be flying to Toronto and then driving to Hamilton to see the Ticats versus Red Blacks, and this will be my first game in Tim Hortons Field.
Well, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you're going to be able to see some live footage for that one. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But this is going to be a good week of football nonetheless. Kicking it off with the start of it is Edmonton, Montreal. Then on Friday, you got Calgary, Winnipeg. Saturday, Saskatchewan, Toronto. And then, obviously, the game Carter will be in attendance, Ottawa versus Hamilton. So I'm going to throw it over to Carter for the Edmonton-Montreal game to start things off. How you feeling about that Thursday football matchup?
Well, this is an interesting one because I'm so unsure about this. Just because the Elks have been so not good and then had a game of good and then just went straight back to it. However, I think that was more of a Calgary thing than it was an Edmonton thing. The question is because the Alouettes have been seemingly one of the more strong teams in the East, and I say strong still being 1-3. So I guess the question here is, do we finally see the East really start to come together? And I guess, like, I don't know about this game. This game is actually a really difficult one to predict. Because this will be, Cornelius is going to be in, I'm assuming, the majority of this game now that Arbuckle is being traded. So I think the Alouettes win this.
I'm going with the Alouettes too. I don't know why it took so long for me. I do not trust Edmonton one bit. I like the Alouettes. I have all season long. I've picked them a couple times. They've surprised. They've had it close. They've had some close losses as well. I like the Alouettes this year. I think that they can get some more chemistry going and get some luck on their side. I think they could surprise in the East a little bit. Obviously not a Grey Cup contender, but they could make for some good football in the East, definitely. So for me, it's a no-brainer. Montreal over Edmonton. I definitely take a point spread over 6 for this matchup. Edmonton, they just traded away their only good quarterback, and now they got no one to throw to their expensive wide receivers. So doesn't really matter.
Good.
Yeah, good, yeah.
Quotation marks.
We're going to have to wait and see, though. I'm sorry, Edmonton fans. I know it's been rough for you, but it's going to continue to be rough. The drought will go on, and I'm taking Montreal over this one.
Yeah. I feel like the Alouettes overall this season have had better line chemistry than anyone else in the East.
Yeah.
Just because it seems like everyone else in the East has not been able to adjust. But
yeah,
let's get into our
right.
next game. Let's get into our next game, which is the Calgary Stampeders versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So, the Battle of the Undefeated Teams, Part 2, the sequel. So, the Stamps 4-0, Bombers 5-0 with a massive win over the Lions. And it's funny because going into last week with the Bombers, the question is are we finally going to see everything together? We saw it. The Bombers came up. They came ready to play. Like, I've almost never seen them ready, putting up 21 points in the first quarter against a red-hot BC Lions team. You know, Calgary has had some difficult opponents and some not difficult ones, but they have not played against the BC Lions and have not had that dominant performance that the Bombers did. So, I don't see how Calgary wins this. I don't.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I agree. I'm taking the Bombers. It's not because I don't like Calgary. I think that I didn't buy into the Bombers' magic again. I thought that they were not as good as they were last year and the year before that. Obviously not the year before that because of COVID, but the year before that. But nonetheless, I thought that the Bombers were going to lose that game to BC. Me and Carter both did. Almost everyone did. And the Bombers showed up and they bombed. Like, they were good. They were bombing that field with throws everywhere. Claros looked vintage. Honestly, I loved that game. It was very fun, especially to be at live to witness it. And it was just good on the entertainment value too. So I think Winnipeg is going to continue to surprise and show everyone that, holy crap, we're all down here. We got the Lions and the Stamps. They're above us. They're good. But The Bombers, they're the reason there's 2 back-to-back champions, and they're going to prove it again this week, in my opinion. I'm taking the Bombers.
Yep.
Probably under 6 on the money line, though. On the point spread, excuse me. It'll be a close matchup, but I am taking the Bombers.
Yep. Yeah, I don't see, especially at home, I don't see the Bombers losing that.
Nope.
However, that will bring us into our next game, though, which is the Saskatchewan Roughriders versus the Toronto Argonauts. All right, so we got an East versus West matchup. We got the Riders and the Argonauts. What do you think about this one, Jake? I feel like this will be interesting.
For me, I think this game will go for the Toronto Argonauts because of what happened with Saskatchewan last week. I believe in karma, and I think that they're due for a little bit of some. I know it's not the whole team and it's not their fault, but karma just it's when it's around a team, it stays there, and I expect
when they say it tainted the win.
Yeah, I would say that that karma's gonna come and bite them in the butt. I don't think Toronto's gonna play a good game. I think this game is gonna be actually messy on both sides, and I think it'll be a fun game of football, but a messy game of football. So I'm gonna take Toronto over this one. They need to get things going in the East for their standing's sake, and if they don't, things are gonna be very concerning for the Eastern Division this entire season. So I've taken them over Saskatchewan. I'd say it'd be over 6. I think it's gonna be a messy game, but it'll be still entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely understand the whole karma aspect on the Riders. However, I don't think this is like we clarified. I don't think the Riders were to blame for this. I think Garrett Marina was the only person to blame here.
Absolutely, it's just karma.
As much as it would nice to see the East start to really pick themselves up, I don't see that happening in this game, as the Riders are beating them in almost every category. The only category that Toronto is beating Saskatchewan in is somehow passing yards per game.
Yeah.
Somehow that's the category. But I mean, if you look at the overall performance between Cody Fajardo and McLeod Bethel Thompson, we're talking about 450-yard difference between the two, with Fajardo in the lead.
No.
Jamal Morrow has done better than Andrew Harris so far, and in terms of leading that running back and leading that running core. And I just think that Toronto, they haven't shown that they can play enough as a team and as individuals. I mean, last game we saw them, barking at each other on the bench.
Yeah.
So it's like a team divided will not stand. And I don't think that they're going to be able to win until they get that figured out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be taking the Rough Riders in this one.
Yeah, for me, going into the last matchup for Ontario and Hamilton, the game Carter will be at. So I'm thinking for this game, it is easily going to
go... So I'm assuming you mean Ottawa and Hamilton and not Ontario and Hamilton.
I read Red Blacks as Ottawa on my thing because I have an OTT, and I abbreviate... Dude, I make a geography mistake not that long ago, ladies and gentlemen. We cut it out because it was so embarrassing. You don't want to know what I said. We'll just leave it at that. You can speculate in the comment section below. But, yeah, Ottawa, not Ontario, even though it's in Ontario, versus Hamilton. The game Carter will be I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm taking Hamilton because Carter's going to be there. I think he's going to bring some good luck for his first Hamilton Ticats home win.
And think about it. One of these teams are going to get their first win of the season. Both teams are 0-4.
There we go.
And you know what? The Red Blacks are due. The Ticats are due. However, with Jeremiah Mazzoli out and Nick Arbuckle in, I don't see the Red Blacks winning this. I see the Red Blacks as completely shaken up from everything that's transpired this past week. And you know what? Maybe that gets everyone to play stronger. But, that can make guys play stronger and play with more effort. That doesn't mend chemistry, though, because we're going to see some serious chemistry issues between Nick Arbuckle and this offense. I actually think they should go with Caleb Evans for this game, specifically in the sense of Nick Arbuckle hasn't had time to learn the playbook.
Yeah,
they're not going to be able to run.
They're still going to put him in. They're still going to put him in.
They shouldn't, though. Caleb Evans should start this game. I'm calling it now. We should have Evans versus Evans in this game. It needs to happen.
We will have to wait and see. All right, we'll have to wait.
Caleb versus Dane.
But as Carter's quality of Wi-Fi dips and his production goes down just a little bit on that quality, we apologize. We're going to end the video right here nonetheless because we finished just in time before the Wi-Fi went to shit. Have a great rest of your day. I'm going to keep it sweet. Thanks for watching. Let us know what your predictions are down in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new. Drop a like for more CFL content in your sub box. Turn on the notification bell. All that stuff. We're running out of time. Have a great rest of your day. I'm Jake. That's Carter. We're CFL Central. And see you guys in the next one.